Have you ever wondered why some people seem to create their lives effortlessly, while others struggle day after day, trapped in the same patterns, watching opportunity pass them by? What if I told you the difference is not luck, talent, or circumstance, but something far more powerful, something that lives quietly within you, shaping every thought, every action, every result? You have a force inside your mind that is greater than any challenge you face. It is invisible, yet it controls the outcomes of your life. It is patient, relentless, and faithful, responding to the thoughts you feed it, the words you speak, and the beliefs you hold. And the truth is, most people never learn to harness it. They drift through life, unaware of the treasure within, leaving the power of their subconscious mind untapped, their dreams unrealized, their potential unexplored. This force, your subconscious, is not just a passive recorder of events. It is the silent architect of your reality. It absorbs every repetition, every belief, every image you allow into your mind. It does not argue. It does not question. It does not judge. It simply acts. When you plant thoughts of fear, doubt, and limitation, it shapes your life to match them. But when you plant thoughts of courage, clarity, and possibility, it bends reality toward those desires. Imagine for a moment that every fear you have ever felt, every moment of hesitation, every self-doubt was not your true self failing, but the result of untrained thoughts directing your path. Now imagine if you could redirect that same force deliberately, purposefully, to create the life you've always wanted. You have probably prayed, hoped, or wished for something beyond your reach. And maybe sometimes it worked, or maybe it didn't. The difference between random luck and consistent life-changing results lies in understanding how your mind truly works. Prayer and affirmations are not magical words to be whispered into the void. They are the tools to communicate with the most powerful part of yourself. They are the keys to reprogram your subconscious, to align it with the life you deeply desire. They transform uncertainty into clarity, hesitation into action, and fear into unwavering belief. And here is the promise that will keep you watching, that will make every second of your focus worth it. Once you understand how to harness this force, nothing in your life will ever feel out of reach again. Every obstacle becomes a teacher, every challenge becomes a doorway, and every dream becomes a plan waiting to unfold. You are about to learn how to take control of the invisible, unstoppable power that is already inside you, waiting to be awakened. This is not theory, this is not abstract advice, this is the key to transforming your thoughts into reality, your prayers into results, and your affirmations into unstoppable momentum. Right now, your life is being shaped by forces you cannot see, forces you may not even recognize. But the good news is that you have the ability to take the reins. You can consciously plant the seeds of your future today. You can speak the words that will echo through the deepest parts of your mind, reshaping belief, reshaping identity, reshaping destiny. You can step into a life where possibility is limitless, where fear no longer has a voice, and where the power of your subconscious works for you, not against you. Stay with this journey, because what you are about to discover will open doors you didn't even know existed. It will ignite the courage to act, the faith to persist, and the clarity to transform every corner of your life. Your mind is ready, your power is ready, and your transformation begins the moment you decide to step into it. Every thought you think is not just a fleeting moment, it is a signal sent deep into the architecture of your mind, quietly shaping your beliefs, your habits, and your reality. The subconscious does not distinguish between imagination and fact. It responds to repetition, conviction, and emotion. When you visualize yourself succeeding, when you repeat affirmations with belief, when you pray with clarity and purpose, your subconscious accepts it as truth. It does not argue, it does not hesitate. It immediately begins to align your actions, perceptions, and even the unseen circumstances of your life to match that truth. The patterns of your life, the invisible threads that tie your dreams to your reality, are being woven by the thoughts you allow, the words you speak, and the emotions you feel. Most people are unaware that their minds are constantly at work, quietly responding to the voices they hear most often, their own. The inner dialogue, the recurring fears, the doubts whispered in the quiet moments of the day, all become instructions to the subconscious, crafting a life that feels automatic and unchangeable. But here is the liberating truth. Your mind is not a prison. It is a garden. And like any garden, it responds to careful planting, consistent care, and intentional nurturing. Every positive thought, every deliberate word, every moment spent focusing on your desired life is a seed. Left unattended, weeds of doubt, fear, and limitation will grow, but with awareness, discipline, and purpose, your inner garden can flourish beyond imagination. This is where the science of belief becomes your most powerful ally. Research in neuroplasticity reveals that the brain is not fixed. Every repetition, every reinforced thought strengthens neural pathways, reshaping how you perceive yourself and the world. The more you affirm your worth, your capability, your courage, the more your mind accepts it as fact. Your subconscious begins to act on that truth, guiding decisions, attracting opportunities, and quietly opening doors you may never have imagined. Your life begins to reflect your beliefs, not your circumstances. It is a law as natural and unbreakable as gravity. When you understand this, you realize that the key to transformation is not somewhere outside of you. It has been inside you all along, waiting for focus, clarity, and action. Your thoughts are not neutral. They are the architects of your destiny. Every doubt, every negative phrase, every fear-based projection leaves a footprint in your subconscious that shapes your reality in ways you may not see immediately, but which manifest inevitably over time. Conversely, every statement of faith, every declaration of intention, every affirmation spoken with conviction builds an invisible bridge between your present and your desired future. You can reprogram the subconscious with intention, directing it to bring forth courage where there was fear, clarity where there was confusion, and abundance where there was scarcity. Imagine the possibilities when your mind becomes your ally instead of your obstacle. When every prayer you speak, every affirmation you repeat, every focused thought you nurture becomes a tool of creation rather than a reaction to circumstance. You gain the ability to shape your life deliberately, to move with confidence, to act with certainty, and to attract outcomes aligned with your deepest desires. Your subconscious mind is faithful. It does not judge. It does not question. It simply delivers what you plant. The only question remaining is this: what will you choose to plant today? What reality will you decide to create, starting in this very moment with the thoughts you think, the words you speak, and the belief you cultivate? Your power is waiting, and it is boundless. Have you ever paused to consider the true purpose of prayer? Not the words alone, not the rituals or the repetition, but the force that prayer awakens within you, the connection it forms between conscious desire and the infinite power of your subconscious mind. Prayer is more than asking. It is declaring, aligning, and commanding the mind to recognize what is already possible. Every heartfelt word, every emotion poured into your intention sends a signal that the subconscious cannot ignore. It responds not to logic or doubt, but to clarity, faith, and certainty. When you pray with full conviction, you are not hoping for change. You are inviting your mind to orchestrate that change from within. The subconscious mind does not separate belief from reality. When you speak your desires with emotion, when you feel them as if they are already true, the mind begins to shift. It eliminates resistance, rearranges priorities, and draws circumstances, people, and opportunities toward the reality you have declared. Prayer is a bridge between your conscious awareness and the unseen powerful forces that govern outcomes in your life. It is the mechanism through which your desires take form, turning vague longing into focused energy that moves your life in precise, measurable directions. The intensity of your belief is the engine, and the subconscious is the vehicle that carries your intentions into reality. This is not abstract thinking. This is science and psychology at work. The brain and the mind respond to repeated, emotionally charged statements. Neural pathways strengthen with use, and beliefs that are reinforced through prayer create patterns of thought that shape every decision you make. You may not see the change immediately, but the subconscious is already at work behind the scenes, shifting perspectives, enhancing resilience, and opening doors that once seemed closed. Every time you pray with clarity, you are reprogramming the deepest levels of your mind, preparing it to act in ways that serve your highest good. Prayer becomes a declaration of self-empowerment. It reminds the mind and heart that you are not a passive participant in life, but an active creator. Every word you speak, every emotion you attach to it, carries transformative power. The subconscious does not question sincerity, it mirrors it. Doubt will weaken the force, but unwavering faith magnifies it, multiplying its effects until thought becomes action, and action becomes manifestation. Through prayer, you align the invisible with the visible, the unformed with the real, and the dream with the life that is ready to be claimed. The emotional depth of prayer is what makes it extraordinary. When you feel the intensity of your desires as though they are already fulfilled, the mind no longer distinguishes between present and future. It treats your vision as truth and begins to adjust your internal and external world accordingly. Your courage increases, your focus sharpens, and your ability to recognize opportunities expands. Obstacles become lessons, setbacks become temporary, and every step you take is supported by the unseen power that resides in your subconscious. Imagine what your life could become if every prayer you spoke was infused with absolute clarity and unwavering belief. Imagine the confidence, the courage, the sense of purpose that arises when your mind and heart are aligned with your deepest desires. You have within you a force that will move mountains, reshape your reality, and create outcomes far beyond what you imagine possible. This is the true power of prayer, not in asking, but in knowing, believing, and activating the extraordinary potential that has always been waiting inside you. Every word, every emotion, every act of faith is a command to your subconscious, and it will respond faithfully, shaping the life you were always meant to live. Affirmations are the instruments that turn intention into reality. They are more than words, they are declarations that speak directly to the subconscious, shaping belief, perception, and action. When you repeat an affirmation with clarity and conviction, your mind begins to accept it as truth. Fear, doubt, and limitation lose their grip, and a new pattern of thinking emerges. This is not wishful thinking. It is deliberate mental training. Every affirmation you speak, every phrase you embed with feeling, rewires your brain, reshaping how you see yourself, how you respond to challenges, and how you interact with the world. The mind is a mirror, reflecting the images, beliefs, and emotions it is given. When you affirm your strength, your worth, your capability, you are planting seeds that grow silently but powerfully, creating pathways that lead to achievement, confidence, and success. Repetition is the key, but emotion is the fuel. The subconscious does not respond to empty words. It responds to feeling, to certainty, to the unshakable belief that what you affirm is real. Each affirmation is a command, a deliberate instruction that the mind cannot ignore, reshaping the patterns of thought that determine every choice, every action, and ultimately every result in your life. Affirmations are most powerful when they reflect the reality you want to experience, not the one you fear. I am capable, I am worthy, I attract abundance, are not just phrases, they are truth statements that the subconscious can act on. The more you repeat them, the more they dissolve old limiting beliefs and replace them with confidence, clarity, and resilience. Your inner dialogue sets the tone for your outer life. When you control it, you control the energy, the perception, and the opportunities that flow toward you. Every time you speak an affirmation, imagine it sinking into the deepest layers of your mind, embedding itself like a blueprint for your life. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. When you affirm your goals, your purpose, and your potential as if they are already present, the mind begins to orchestrate everything needed to bring them into existence. It aligns your thoughts, your actions, and even your environment to match the reality you declare. Doubt will always try to whisper in the background, but consistency, focus, and belief drown it out. The louder your conviction, the stronger the transformation. The true power of affirmations lies in their ability to harmonize conscious desire with subconscious action. Every word you repeat builds a bridge between what you know you want and what your mind will create. It is an invisible but unstoppable force that works in harmony with prayer, intention, and belief. The more precise and emotionally charged your affirmations, the faster your mind accepts them, and the more effectively your life begins to shift. Imagine the life you can create when every morning, every night, every moment of doubt is met with the unwavering truth of your affirmations. Imagine stepping into each day knowing that your thoughts are shaping your reality, that your subconscious is working tirelessly on your behalf, that every repetition brings you closer to the life you desire. This is not potential, it is power, it is proof, and it is available to you the moment you decide to use it. Affirmations are not passive words. They are the instruments of creation, the keys that unlock doors, and the bridge between who you are and who you are meant to become. When your conscious mind sets a clear intention and your subconscious mind is aligned, the results are unstoppable. This alignment is not accidental. It is deliberate, powerful, and transformative. Every thought, every prayer, every affirmation becomes a signal that your mind cannot ignore. The subconscious begins to act, often silently, reshaping perception, steering decisions, and magnetizing circumstances that match your focus. It does not distinguish between difficulty and opportunity, between dream and reality. It responds to belief, to clarity, and to unwavering certainty. When these forces operate in harmony, the impossible begins to feel inevitable. The conscious mind is the planner, the visionary, the source of your intentions. The subconscious is the executor, the invisible engine that carries those intentions into reality. When they work in isolation, effort is scattered, progress is slow, and results are inconsistent. When they work together, life transforms. Obstacles no longer feel permanent. Challenges become temporary, useful lessons. Every setback is absorbed, processed, and redirected by the subconscious in service of your ultimate goals. This is the power of alignment. The moment your conscious desires and subconscious beliefs converge, you become unstoppable. Every habit you have, every recurring thought, every emotion is either reinforcing this alignment or weakening it. Fear, doubt, and indecision leave deep impressions in the subconscious, shaping outcomes you never consciously chose. But with intention, these impressions can be replaced by courage, certainty, and faith. Prayer and affirmation are the tools for this transformation. They are the deliberate methods of training your subconscious, giving it clear instructions to follow. Every repetition, every emotionally charged statement, every clear vision you hold strengthens the connection, deepens alignment, and accelerates manifestation. Alignment also awakens a new sense of awareness. You begin to notice opportunities you would have ignored, solutions to problems you thought were unsolvable, and guidance in moments that once felt directionless. The subconscious does not need to be told how to achieve your desires. It simply begins to orchestrate circumstances, attract resources, and synchronize actions once it knows exactly what you believe and desire. This is why clarity of intention is crucial. Vagueness weakens the signal, while precise, heartfelt direction creates momentum that cannot be stopped. The emotional force behind alignment is what amplifies its power. When your thoughts and beliefs are accompanied by feeling, by the certainty that your desired life is already unfolding, you trigger responses in the mind and body that reinforce courage, confidence, and focus. Your actions begin to flow naturally from this inner conviction. You are no longer forcing results, you are allowing them. The subconscious becomes your partner, your guide, and your invisible ally, working tirelessly to transform your vision into reality. Picture the life you could create when your conscious intentions and subconscious beliefs are fully aligned. Every day, every decision, every step would carry the energy of certainty. Fear would no longer dictate your actions. Doubt would no longer cloud your perception. Every prayer spoken, every affirmation repeated, every thought chosen with intention would contribute to a reality shaped exactly by your highest desires. This is the true mastery of the mind, the deliberate alignment of thought, emotion, and belief to create a life that is not just lived, but consciously designed. The power is within you, waiting to be fully activated. And the moment you align these forces, nothing can hold you back. Your life is shaped by the invisible patterns running through your mind, and the choices you make today determine the reality you experience tomorrow. Every thought, every word, every feeling is a command to the subconscious, instructing it on what to create. When you align your conscious intentions with the deep power of your subconscious, you step into a level of mastery few ever experience. This is the true meaning of transformation. Not superficial change, not temporary motivation, but a profound restructuring of your inner world that manifests effortlessly in the outer world. Your mind becomes a fertile ground where desires grow into reality, where every action flows from clarity, and where every obstacle becomes a stepping stone rather than a barrier. You have the power to choose the messages you send to your subconscious. Every prayer, every affirmation, every thought of courage or belief is planting seeds that will blossom into outcomes, opportunities, and achievements. Doubt and fear are not stronger than you. They only dominate when you allow them to speak louder than your intentions. The subconscious acts on what it hears most consistently. When you feed it faith, certainty, and vision, it works tirelessly on your behalf, reshaping perception, enhancing focus, and guiding decisions in ways that align with your highest goals. This is not chance. This is deliberate design. The alignment of conscious and subconscious mind transforms your very perception of reality. Challenges no longer feel threatening. They feel temporary, instructive, and manageable. Setbacks no longer trigger despair. They trigger insight, adaptation, and renewed determination. Every step you take is reinforced by an invisible force that ensures your progress is not random, but purposeful. This is the mastery of the mind at work. When your thoughts, emotions, and intentions are unified, the world responds in kind. You become magnetic to opportunities, resilient to setbacks, and unstoppable in pursuit of your desires. Every affirmation spoken with conviction, every prayer offered with clarity, every focused thought is a signal the subconscious cannot ignore. The more precise and emotionally charged these signals are, the faster your mind adjusts, the deeper alignment becomes, and the more swiftly transformation manifests. The subconscious is loyal and unerring. It follows the instructions it receives with absolute fidelity. You are not asking it to act blindly. You are commanding it with intention, backed by feeling, reinforced by repetition, and validated by faith. The results are not theoretical. They are inevitable when these principles are applied consistently and consciously. Imagine waking each day with the full awareness that your mind is your greatest ally. Every choice you make, every action you take, every thought you entertain is consciously shaping the life you desire. Obstacles are diminished, fear is minimized, and confidence grows naturally. Your subconscious is aligned with your conscious will, acting as an unstoppable engine of creation. This alignment is not a gift reserved for a few. It is available to anyone willing to take control of their thoughts, words, and beliefs, and to cultivate them with intention, emotion, and consistency. The life you dream of is not distant. It is being created in every thought you think and every word you speak. Your subconscious mind is waiting, ready to manifest your desires when given clear, consistent, and emotionally charged instructions. Every affirmation, every prayer, every deliberate thought is a command that cannot fail. The moment you consciously take control of this invisible force, the life you once imagined becomes inevitable. Your power is no longer hidden. It is active, it is responsive, and it is completely within your control. All that is required is focus, belief, and action. The world you desire is ready to unfold, and it begins with the mastery of your own mind. The power to transform your life has always been inside you. Every thought you think, every word you speak, and every belief you hold is shaping the reality around you. Your subconscious is not passive. It listens, it absorbs, and it acts with unwavering loyalty. It does not judge your circumstances. It does not argue with your doubts. It does not wait for permission. It simply responds to the messages you feed it. When you speak words of faith, when you repeat affirmations with feeling, when you pray with clarity and certainty, your subconscious begins to align every part of your being with the life you desire. This is the mastery of your inner world, understanding that everything external originates internally. Your challenges, your setbacks, your opportunities, your achievements, they all begin as thoughts. The subconscious accepts them as reality and organizes your behavior, your decisions, and your perceptions to bring them into existence. When you choose to plant seeds of courage, abundance, and success, you are actively directing this invisible force. Every repetition, every emotionally charged statement, every act of belief strengthens the pathways in your mind that lead to confidence, clarity, and results. Nothing outside you can resist the consistent force of a mind aligned with its highest vision. Your conscious thoughts are like arrows, and your subconscious is the bow. Without alignment, the arrows scatter. With alignment, every shot hits the target. Prayer and affirmations are the tools that create this harmony. They give your mind clarity, focus, and direction. They convert vague hopes into specific intentions and uncertain desires into actionable reality. Your subconscious cannot distinguish between imagined or experienced truth. It accepts what you declare with feeling as fact and works tirelessly to make it manifest. The deeper the emotion behind your words, the faster your mind moves to bring them into existence. Imagine the life you've always wanted, but now imagine it as something within reach, something you can consciously create. Every decision, every step, every thought becomes part of the process. Fear loses its grip. Doubt loses its voice. Every action flows naturally from belief, and every opportunity aligns with intention. You are no longer a passive observer of life. You are the architect, the commander, the creator. The subconscious responds to this clarity and commitment. It does not delay, it does not negotiate, it does not fail. It moves with the precision of a machine, orchestrating outcomes, attracting people, opening doors, and aligning circumstances to reflect the reality you have planted in your mind. This is not distant potential. This is immediate power. Every affirmation you speak, every prayer you focus on, every conscious thought you choose contributes to a life that mirrors your deepest intentions. The invisible forces are at work, waiting for clear direction, waiting for faith, waiting for repetition. The moment you take responsibility for what you think, what you say, and what you believe, your life begins to shift. The world does not resist a mind that knows what it wants, that believes in it fully, and that nurtures it relentlessly. Your transformation is inevitable when you commit to mastery of your own mind. There is no limit to what can be achieved when conscious thought and subconscious action are fully aligned. Courage becomes natural, clarity becomes permanent, and abundance flows effortlessly. The life you desire is not a dream. It is a reality waiting to be shaped by every thought you allow, every word you speak, and every belief you cultivate. You have everything you need within you. The power has always been yours. It is alive, it is active, and it is waiting for your command. Step into it fully, and nothing will ever be the same.